All right, we are going live. It is going to be the first live with Amber. Okay, looks like Ashley joined. What's up, Ashley? Thanks for joining. We are waiting for Amber to join. What's up, Cassie? How are you? We're getting ready to do a little IG live here with Amber Bowles. I went ahead and invited her. Hopefully she'll be able to hop on here in a second. Hey. Thanks for joining. Let's see if she can get on. What's up, Liam? What's going on, buddy? Looks like Amber's not able to join. Just give us a second here. A little technical difficulties, of course. Okay, hold on. This Instagram Live is always fun. Hold the door. All right, here she is. I think she's chiming in over here. What's up, Amber? How are you? I'm
good. How are you?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little choppy.
Hopefully it's not too bad. I wonder if it's because so many people use the internet here.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I hear you. All good. So thank you so much, Amber, for doing this. It was a pleasure. I was able to, help you with your loan, and I asked you you were just ever so gracious as to do a little Instagram Live with me. It's the first Instagram Live I've actually done with a client. I just wanted to ask you about your experience using Leverage Lending Group, your home buying experience. Just wanted to have a little rapport with you and just to kind of see how the loan went, and just kind of chit chat with you. So
yeah, this was actually my second time buying a house, so it was a lot different than my first time. I felt like Leverage Lending Group, or you and Abby, were really hands-on, whereas like I went through a different mortgage company last time, and it was completely different. I honestly didn't hear from them only in the beginning and then the end. And I felt like y'all.
Interesting. It's interesting to see the different dynamics with other mortgage companies so did you, I guess that was better for you to be, I guess, informed throughout and for your loan too, it did take a long time from start to finish, only because the contract was like a month and a half or 2 months from closing. But yeah, so did you prefer to getting constant communication with the whole time, right?
Yeah, I always felt like I was in the know. And then it was really cool because something that you did differently was you actually looked for discounts, and you got
it was a Freddie Mac Borrow Smart program. Yep. And it's that particular program, it deals with the average median income, the area median income for different areas, and different zip codes and census tracts have different income limits, right? And so your income limit, you're eligible for up to $1,250 of credit, a credit towards closing costs and or down payment. So however you wanted to choose that. You did have to take a class. It was like $99 for the class. So the credit was actually like $1,150, but still $1,150, right? So, and how did the experience with that, how did having to call that, it's the Homeownership Preservation Foundation is what it's called. How did that, was that a pain in the ass, or was that, no?
They honestly were just picking your mind for your thoughts around money and your ability to budget. They wanted us to see how big of a risk you are if they're going to give you this money. They want to make sure they're keeping people in homes. And it honestly opened my eyes too, because they had me thinking about, like, when I write out my budget, I don't always think of all the things that they were thinking of. So they were thinking of like the things that could arise. Do I have this much in my savings? So if a water heater goes out, it was like things I'm like, oh yeah, I do need to worry about that. And so not only like did they give me money at closing, it was like the easiest $1,150 ever made. But they also had me thinking about my
So
financial.
that's, I mean, that's a good
wellness.
thing, because sometimes the courses are kind of like, you know, they're kind of like a sham. You know, you just have to take it just to take it. But this was, I mean, it sounded like, because I've never taken it personally, so I don't know on that side of it, right? So I guess it wasn't, you know, I guess it wasn't too bad. So I know you got people waving to you, so it's all good. Oh,
One of my
nice.
students is on here. So y'all are gonna learn about
You know,
money.
and that's
Money. It's always
and that's something too that
now.
is really not talked about in, you know, in elementary school, high school. You know, like financial, like physical fitness, financial fitness is not really talked about that much, about like savings and, you know, getting approved for a loan and credit and things like that, you know. So it's interesting
Yep.
to kind of see, kind of from your perspective of it too, you know, because you're a teacher. I mean, is maybe there's some things that, you know, we could, I guess I could potentially, you know, have like a course on that when it comes to, you know, when it comes to people looking to purchase homes, just have, you know, a step-by-step program on what you need to do, because a lot of people don't know, you know, what you need to do to buy a house.
I feel like that a lot of people would be interested in that, or I think they would be. Like, I don't know, people in the comments can, or people who are watching can say yes or no, but if I had more, like, especially when I was younger, more like information about home buying, I would have been a lot better in the long run.
So a couple questions that we had asked, because I posted a story, you know, and people to ask questions, and I had a couple questions here. For me is how much closing, because I wrote them down here. So how much closing costs would be, right? So on average, closing costs are anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5% of the actual sales price of the property, right? So that's what's that?
Well, there's the government programs. There's discounts you can get toward closing. Plus, like if it's a buyer's market, not a seller's market, we were able to negotiate.
Tiffany, let's give Tiffany a shout out. I think she's on here too. So hey, Tiffany.
She negotiated, so the sellers actually gave me $10,000.
Yeah, and so for with that $10,000, we were able to get you a temporary rate buy down, which basically it's a 2-1 buy down. So because we had such a long time from start to finish, right? So when we initially locked your loan, I think had you locked at like 6.8 or something like that, right? But rates dropped, and there was like, and it haven't dropped that quick, that fast in a decade, right? And so I was able to do what's called a renegotiation. So I renegotiated your rate lock from like a 6.8 to a 6.3, I think it was, or 6.2, something like that. And then on top of that, you got the rate buy down. So in year one, it's like 4.3, year two, 5.3, and year three and on 6.3. So you have like $8,000, or I think with the temporary rate buy down, it was like $5,300 or $5,800 of savings over 2 years. And then going forward, you have that final rate. And so in that time frame, I mean, rates are going to drop because of inflation, and you'll be able to refinance that, right? So that was a killer deal that Tiffany was able to reach out for. So, and in addition to that, don't let them forget, she got $10,000 off of the actual list price? 10,000.
10,000 off listing plus toward closing, $20,000. If you honestly, if you're in the Charlotte, not in Charlotte, if you're North Carolina or South, even like South Carolina near us, just hit Tiffany up, because she
100%. Yeah, Tiffany's gangster for sure. And I'm glad she connected us.
Yeah,
right.
$20,000, especially because the market was so crazy. I felt like there was still a little leftover crazy, but she was still. I mean, like.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I mean, that goes a long way too. And then you got the 1,150 on top of that too. So it was, you had, you know, definitely a killer deal from just all the way around with Tiffany, you know, having your back on that, and then going in, getting that condo, and you're, you know, it's a cute little condo. I'm not gonna tell you where, I'm not telling everybody where it is, but it's a cute little condo.
It's an uptown area, so it's like, it's such a convenient location it's around everything. Like, I don't feel like I don't have to, I walk everywhere. So I'm okay with like that, look at that being known.
Yeah.
But you could honestly couldn't have gotten a better deal. And it was built in the 80s, but it was fairly like, you could tell people have done some upgrades.
Yeah.
And I really like that part.
So what would you say, and right, I'm always about constructive criticism, about everything. Is there, you know, from start to finish, when think about the whole thing, right? Communication, you know, was there anything that we could have done that could have made the process either smoother or better when it comes to like electronic documentation or anything like that, you know?
Honestly, the electronic documentation was clutch because I didn't have to go anywhere. I could just like sign it. I would literally be like on my lunch break, like signing documents. And I also really liked that I was always in touch with Abby like once a week. And and also a quick question from someone. What does buying land right now look like in this market?
Yeah, so if you can find land to buy, I mean, good luck, right? Because land is the biggest, you know, that's what everybody's looking for right now is where can you buy land in Charlotte and surrounding to build? So that's a great question. I mean, Tiffany can definitely do some research on any lot loans that are not loans, but lots that are available. And I can put you in touch with banks that can help you with getting finance for a lot loan. They're definitely harder to get finance for because it's just dirt, right? It's just raw land. So, but if you're going to build on that land, that's a different story. So.
Well, it seems like the person is intending to potentially build something. So, like whether it's like a cottage.
So you can do a construction loan. It's like a construction to perm loan. So you have to have like your plans, your budget, your specs all ready. And then you can do the acquisition of the lot and then have the build done within 6 to 12 months after the purchase of the lot. So, yeah, there's options there, you know, but you have.
So, no,
yeah, you have to build within 12 months. You have to start the build process within 12 months. Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's a really
right.
Actually, we've asked that. Okay. Criticism. I didn't really feel like there was any negative part of my process. And the one thing, like, I was happy. Like, I'm trying to think of a negative. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, you can. You're not gonna hurt my feelings, Amber. 100%. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings, right? I'm always looking to do things better.
People don't know about you, which is a positive. You make quick videos, so I don't feel like you're just sending me boring emails. Like, you make a quick video and I watch it versus just reading through it. Because you know, if you send me an email, I'm skimming. I'm the last part. I'm not reading anything in the middle.
You know, I'm glad that you brought that up too, because I wonder sometimes, I mean, some people make comments about the videos, but then some people, I feel like they don't listen or watch the videos. So it's good to know that you actually watch the video, because honestly, if I got just a regular email, I'd scan it and I'd probably miss half of it, right? But
so I literally first sentence, last sentence. Like I read first sentence.
So okay, so you thought that was helpful with the explanations, little videos. Okay, cool. Well, that's good.
That was positive. It was very exciting too, because you always have like a really you bring a really good energy. So I felt like I was excited about buying a house.
Well, it's a fun process, and that's honestly, Amber, I mean, look, nobody wants a mortgage. They want the house, right? Nobody wants an actual mortgage, and mortgages are kind of a pain in the ass. So if we can make it to where it's fun, I mean, you don't want to put, you're putting yourself in debt, right? It's not fun to put yourself in debt, but when you're buying out just for something, when you can try to make it light and make it fun and have a good experience through the process, that's what we're all about. 100%. That's what we're all about. Is just trying to, rehumanizing the relationship or the transaction when it comes to getting a mortgage. Because look, they're boring, they're tedious. You gotta, submit documentation. It's a pain in the ass, right? So if we can do anything to make it a little bit more fun, we're all about it. So thank you for that.
Agreed. And it's hard to, you think like when you're giving so much money over to someone, you're like, do I trust them? But you made it very from the beginning. So I actually started following you because Tiffany recommended you, and just for me to learn. Like, it was truly like just, I started following you to learn. So if you're into like learning about home buying, should follow you. And then I think I had messaged you and told you I was going to be calling you, and like, so truly, like, I reached out to you through Instagram.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's awesome. You know, Instagram, it's crazy. Yeah. So if I appreciate you, you doing this once again. I mean, Instagram's kind of crazy how it kind of brings people together. And like Tiffany, you know, me and Tiffany met through her watching me through a friend of hers that's, you know, that's in the real estate business, and it's just kind of crazy how it all kind of comes together. So, so yeah, I appreciate everything there. There was only 3 questions that were asked, but okay. But let's talk about the closing process when you had to go, you know, Bonnie. Let's talk about Bonnie real quick for a second. We love Amber too. Helena Fox. Yeah.
So the worst part of my process, truly, wait, that's me.
The lengthy part of the process. How about that?
Working with the paralegal at the law firm, who, you know, because the law firm's like holding the money, and like they're in charge of like making sure the checks get sent after you give your money to buy the house, and like give your down payment. They get all the money to the appropriate places. I just always felt she was like one step behind you. You guys were so on it, and she wasn't. And I felt like there was a lot of scrambling with her.
Well,
so
that's okay. We'll give Bonnie a whole pass. It's all good. Any given Sunday, right? You know, it happens.
Probably busy. Right. Busy. So I mean, I'm like, I feel bad saying that was the worst part of my process, but it wasn't bad. Like, I know she's good. I know she had
and we're, I mean, I will say, like, we're kind of overbearing because we're kind of like, let's go. And, you know, that's just kind of our nature too. We want to get shit done. We don't want to wait. We just want to get shit done quick. But yeah, that wasn't a bad part about it. It was just a little bit of waiting. But yeah, so other than that, does anybody have any questions about the process, or
anyone trying to buy a house, or anyone bought a house in the last year?
Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate that. Would anybody, I mean, I'd be 100% willing to do a course like that, because there's so much that people don't know about credit, you know, co-signing for other loans, you know, paying their bills, collections, charge-offs, things like that. So there's a lot of education that does need to be that I did. It was a long process. A groom 20. Yeah.
It is. And afterwards you move, and then you have to do all the things. It's a long process, but it feels like really rewarding.
Right.
Once
and then Amber, Jean, it's like, what about first-time home buyers? So yeah, we have first-time home buyer programs. For people that haven't bought a house, there's low down payment assistance programs. So just reach out to me, send me a message on this over here, and we can connect. And you know, if I can't help you, then if I can point you in the right direction, you know, because I service North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. So.
Someone asking about what if credit is a problem? Like, how can you either get credit better quicker, or like, are there programs for people who can?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So in the bio, in the link in my bio, there's a link to my link tree. If your credit is, if you want to get your score up 15, 20, 25 points like that, go to, it's called Experian Boost. And Equifax has that too, where you go to the Experian Boost, and if you pay any like Voodoo or AT&T or Spectrum or monthly bills on a reoccurring payment, what you can do is you can plug in your data. It's like you plug in your bank info, and it finds those bills that you pay reoccurring, and it puts it on your credit report, which will boost your score anywhere from 15 to 30 points.
That's
correct.
That's like a credit.
It's called a self-reported utility. So it immediately puts it on your credit report and boosts your score. Experian boost.
Experian
Yeah, and if
boost.
you're curious about it, I mean, your credit score was stellar, so so you don't have to worry about that. But if anybody,
Well, you never
yeah,
know.
for sure.
I feel like people
Sure.
might
I mean,
know
but
that.
yeah, like I said, go to the link in my bio, and it's once you click on it, it'll say, get your credit boosted, anywhere from 10 to 25 points. When you click on that link and fill out the data, and and there you go. It's a very easy way to get your credit boosted with literally within 24 hours. So
That's phenomenal. And then beyond that, are there programs for people like who can work from either like, is there something if your credit, say something happened and like just beyond your control and your credit just
right.
gets to the 600s or whatever it gets to, there's still ability to buy a home?
Yeah.
Maybe higher interest rates? Like what does that look like?
I mean, 580 is really the cutoff for a lot of lenders, a lot of different programs that kind of cap you at 580. There's things below 580, but I mean, you're paying through the nose and your interest rate and your down payment and all that. So you really want to be at least a 580 bare minimum. I would say 620 and above to get better terms, but anywhere from that 580 to 620, you can get it. You're going to be paying higher interest rates, higher down payments, and things like that. So it's definitely frowned upon when. And so if your credit's in that range or sub 580, I would definitely get you in touch with a credit repair specialist to help get your credit boosted and get your credit up. Because I mean, it may take maybe 3 to 6 months to get your score up, but getting your interest rate from, let's say, a 5.9%, with a 580 or whatever, if you get a 620 or higher and you get your interest rate at 5.5, or I'm just spitballing, right? So you're going to be paying way less money, down the road, right? Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. 'Cause I have friends who like just for life, like
Right.
life happens, like you never know. And I definitely, they were asking me like, what about this? Because like, there's plenty of houses for sale right now, and it would be in their price range. Like it's probably cheaper than renting.
Correct.
If you think about it, and they're paying their rent.
And rent's going up exponentially now. I mean, it was going up $500.
I'm saving like $600-700 just by buying.
Yeah. So I mean, you heard it here with Amber. I mean, don't continue renting. I mean, rent's only going up, and literally if you rent and then you have to rent something else to find something cheaper, all you take is furniture. You don't take any equity. You don't take anything. So buying a house is 100% the way to go. Ask Tiffany. Tiffany can get you on a home search. She will definitely hook you up. She is a gangster when it comes to finding properties. So 100%.
And like, I really like the condo because one, the insurance is cheaper, and I'm not responsible. I'm only responsible walls in. So I've recently had an issue with the retaining wall and my HOA, and they're covering it. They're also doing my chimney sweep for free because that's part of what they cover. It's really cool. Like, so even though you are paying like an HOA every month, it's nice what they cover. They also cover my water bill.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some pros for having a condo because you don't have to worry about all that stuff. Like the maintenance on the house, like on the outside with the shrubs and the grass and all that. So yeah, condos are definitely the way to go if that's what you're, if you need a yard or something, maybe a different story, but
I have a decent sized yard. I have a patio. And it's huge, and I don't have to mow grass because it's all like tile, brick.
Yeah, it's cute. You got a cute little place. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm excited.
Yeah, because we want to be famous. Realtor here. What did I miss? What's the drive? Anyways, yeah. So you're at the Hornets game. So is that something you go to weekly or what? Nice.
I go every time they have a game.
Okay.
Yeah. Except I didn't like your tickets because it was too tempting.
Nice.
Everyone wants to go to the game.
I hear you.
So.
Well, what's that?
Well, it was great.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough for hopping on this live with me and just just appreciating your trust and your patience with me throughout the process, getting you this home loan. You were awesome to work with. I really do appreciate it. And you know, when you're part of the LLG family, I mean, it's not just transactional. You're part of the fam now. So you got some LLG gear. I'm gonna need some pictures with that LLG gear, girl. You better rock it.
I've been wearing my
for real?
sweatshirt like crazy. It's so
I love it. I love it. Well, all right, girl. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Go enjoy the game. Have a nice cold one for me, and we'll talk. Thanks so much. Thanks everybody for following, watching. Bye-bye.